Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all in this afternoon session of course in English for competitive examination. Up till now, we have completed 3 important lectures, and this is 4th in a row. We have with us Dr. Ashwini Deshmukh, Assistant Professor in Department of English of Dr. Madhukarrao, PWS Arts and Commerce College, Nagpur. Our topic of presentation today is common errors in English. It's very important, area of questions asked in competitive exam generally. I hope students will enjoy this session as well. If students have any query, they can put their query in chat box, and we'll pick it to ask the speaker. I now invite Dr. Ashwini Deshmukh to make a presentation on the topic common errors in English.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Honorable Head of the Department of English, Dr. Bhowate, sir, Assistant Professor, PWS College, Nagpur. My dear friends and students, I am Ashwini Deshmukh, Assistant Professor from PWS College, Nagpur. Going to deal with the topic, a very important topic, that is common errors in English. I welcome to all in the second day of online 1-week course in English for competitive examination. Now, without wasting our time, we have to turn towards our mainstream. That is, I'm just going to start my presentation. As we know about that very common errors in English, those who are very much seeking for the examination for in the kinds of a competitive examination, they are just how to deal with the very important topic like common errors in English. We call it just miscellaneous topics. Why? Because the all English grammar section, the parts of the English grammar section, which includes one under heading, that is a common errors in English. So we have to focus on such a minute and a little and very minute. We can also call it a very deep study. We have to deep study in the case of English, and we have to just prepare for competitive examination. So don't ignore this topic as well. And I'm just going to start my presentation today. Yeah, first we have to know about how to deal and what is the common definition or what is the common sense or common meaning of the spotting errors in English. Error spotting is a part of the verbal ability section in the case of a competitive examination in English, okay? And this section in which grammatically incorrect sentences are spotted or corrected. Okay, and it can be also we can say that we have to know about the knowledge of the every parts of speech, such as just like a noun, pronoun, singular, plural, adjective, adverb. In the case of preposition, article, conjunction, etc., etc. We have to focus on this such a minute topic of the English grammar section is concerned, and it is very mandatory section. In banking, such as insurance examination, in the case of a bank examination, IBPS, PO clerk, SBI, CDS, SSC, RRB, and defense examination. This question is very much important for that, and definitely अगर question which are अगर पूछे जाते हैं English में, तो ये जो question है, this is for 5 marks or 3 marks question. In your examination. As we know about that, in such an examination, in the special of the English subject goes, or we may call it, it has a 32, 35, or some exam may 50 marks of question. They will ask you about this English language is concerned. And now these are all you can see. Just observe these all the chart. The words in the chart. Whether it is that you can just see and read this particular picture, that phrase, adverb, verbs, tense, grammar, adjective, verb, these are all included in the one pic in front of your screen. Now here, what can we do for the sake of this section? To be able to answer the error spotting questions asked in the various government exams correctly. And it is essential that a candidate builds up a good command of English, grammar, vocabulary, and which includes also the parts of speech, subject-verb agreement, composition, comprehension, types of sentences, voice, narration, etc., etc. We should have to focus on this such type of grammar part of the English language. And also in the case of vocabulary, we have to know about some little bit of knowledge about the vocabulary section also. Now here, the question asked in the error spotting test have grammatically errors in them, okay? If the sentence is given for you, it has some particular types of a grammatical error in them, okay? The candidate is supposed to find the errors correctly. You have to find one particular sentence which includes a incorrect itself, which has some particular error in that particular sentence, okay? Now, generally, one question has one error, and despite being simple to understand, it is difficult to tackle this question without practice. I must say here, without practice, you can't get a good marks in the error spotting questions like that. And you can also read this particular quotation, okay? The more you practice, the better you get. This is very important part of the section, that if you can do more practice to solve such types of questions, you have to definitely get a good success. But unless and until you should have the practice of this question, means I must say there you have to read at least 50 questions based on this particular section, because definitely you have lots of marks in such particular section of the competitive examination. So I must say, the more you practice, the better you get, definitely. So we can go and start our main topic. Okay, now focus on the topics given below. In the case of common errors in English, we have to focus on such types of a particular grammar section. We have to focus on this particular chart. Okay, now number one, that is the parts of speech. You have to knowledge about the parts of speech. Okay, then number two, time and tenses, then subject-verb agreement, then question tag, then voice and narration. As I already told you that the topic given by our honorable HOD sir, that is of common errors in English. This itself has a miscellaneous, the lots of topic should have to cover in such a one heading. Okay, so dear student, don't take any, don't take any tension, or just easily you have to take this all the sections from the grammar, and I definitely give you some little bit tricks and tips how to deal with this important topic, errors with the common errors in English. Okay, now we have to first of all deal with these parts of speech. If the student want to take a screenshot of this particular diagram, they must have, because this is a very important diagram. That is the parts of speech, time and tense, like subject-verb agreement, question tag, voice and narration. Okay, now first topic we deal with the parts of the speech. Okay, now what is that question based on previous competitive examination? Here wanted to want to tell you that I'm giving you all the examples of this topic from the previous competitive examination. I'm not giving you such a such a simple example of this particular section of the grammar. I am just dealing with all the questions are coming in your previous competitive examination. And now here क्वेश्चन कैसे पूछे जाएंगे, कैसा पूछते हैं एरर, कॉमन एरर्स इन इंग्लिश में, दैट इज read the sentences to find out whether there is an error in them. Whether there is an error in them, read the sentence frankly, okay, एकदम शांति से उसको पढ़ना है. Then the error is there, if any, if the error is any, will be in one part of the sentence. The error should be there, okay? The error should be there, but that is the one part of the particular sentence. एक sentence का part रहेगा जिसमें error दिया रहेगा. Then that part is your answer. Okay, I am telling you that is your answer. कोई बच्चे यहाँ पे confuse हो जाते हैं कि there, if we find one particular error in a sentence, that should be that how can it is answer? But यहाँ पे आपको ध्यान देना है कि we should find errors in English. So हमको किस पर फोकस करना है, जिस जो सेंटेंस में दिए गए द पार्ट रहते हैं 1 2 3 4 पार्ट, उसी के बिटवीन एक जो पर्टिकुलर सेंटेंस रहता है, we have if we find that particular sentence part of the sentence ना, तो ये रहेगा this is your answer. Okay, now if there is no error, mark no error as the answer. Fine. I hope you understood this. You read these sentences and to find out whether there is an error in them. The error, if any, will be in one part of the sentence, and that is your answer. And if there is no error, mark no error as that. Okay. Now here the parts of speech are very important topic. Here I'm just giving you a short and very little information about this grammar section. In my presentation, I must focus on the question, previous question paper जो आए हुए हैं, जो previous question आए थे कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम में, उस पे हम फोकस करेंगे कि कैसे प्रकार के, कौन से टाइप्स के क्वेश्चन कॉमन एरर्स इन इंग्लिश में पूछे जाते हैं कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जामिनेशन में. ओके, एंड क्या आपको स्टडी करना है, वो डिटेल स्टडी आपको मैंने जो चार्ट दिया है, प्रीवियस चार्ट दिया है, यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक फर्स्ट. ये आपको खुद को करना है, उसका माइन्यूट स्टडी करना है. हियर आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू व्हिच टाइप्स ऑफ अ क्वेश्चन दे विल आस्क यू इन अ कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जामिनेशन. इस पे फोकस किया गया है इस प्रेजेंटेशन पे. ठीक है. नाउ अदर पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच, अ क्विक जस्ट वी कैन आई कैन जस्ट टेल यू अबाउट दैट. The quick revision of all the parts of speech here, as you know very well about the parts of speech. The parts of speech indicate how the word functions in meaning as well as grammatically within the sentence. Okay, now meaning as well as grammatically within the sentence. And the parts of speech in the English language, how many parts of speech? Someone can say that is 8 and 9. But we must say that is a 9. Why? Because it includes noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, then preposition, articles, conjunction, and interjection. We have these parts of a speech, and we have particular the knowledge about these parts of the speech in case of that. And एक बात मैं आपको कहना चाहती हूँ, look at this picture. Parts of speech just like a secret agent. Why we call it a secret agent? Because there is very, if you have a study, minutely study in English language, then and then you can just identify the error in English. Okay. Now the parts of speech is just play a role like a secret agent. As we know about in a movie, secret agent के बारे में बताया जाता है. Yes, we can call the parts of speech just like a secret agent. Without that, we can't get a meaningful sentence, and we can't guess the errors. We cannot find the errors in sentences. Okay? Just parts of speech is like a secret agent, very important part of the grammar section. Now here, some examples are coming from parts of speech. I'm giving you a title, that is a parts of speech, then direct, indirect, narration, question tag, and I'm just giving you 2 examples of each. Okay, and these examples are coming and asked in our previous exam, completed examination. Now, the first example is that Sarika tried 1 to exercise 2, that is undue influence 3 upon time 4, no errors. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the options given to you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now you can choose, you have to choose one particular number. We can say it is a part of a sentence which includes the error in itself. आपको इसमें एरर फाइंड आउट करना है कि कौन से पार्ट इस पूरे सेंटेंस में कौन से पार्ट पे नंबर 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 पार्ट में आपको एरर नजर आ रहा है, एक्सेप्ट दैट 5, दैट इज अ नो एरर. सो सारिका ट्राइड, ये हो गया नंबर 1. यही समझने में बच्चे थोड़े से गलती कर देते हैं, उनको क्वेश्चन का टाइप नहीं समझ में आता, इसलिए मैं आपको फिर से एक बार बताती हूँ कि एक सेंटेंस पूरा दिया रहता है एंड उसमें कुछ पार्ट्स दिए रहते हैं 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ओके, और उसमें से आपको उस पार्ट्स में से पर्टिकुलर एक सेंटेंस, एक पार्ट को आपको चूज करना है जिसमें एरर दिखाया रहता है. ठीक है, और वो रहेगा आपका आंसर इन योर माइंड. ओके, नाउ नाउ आंसर इज एन अनड्यू इन्फ्लुएंस. यहाँ पे द थर्ड पार्ट में यहाँ पे हमको नजर आ रहा है कि आर्टिकल्स में आपके यहाँ पे एरर दिखा रहा है. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ ए, द आर्टिकल ए, वी कैन यूज इंस्टेड ऑफ यूज एन इंस्टेड ऑफ आर्टिकल ए. ठीक है, सो ये सेंटेंस का अभी हमने आंसर क्या दिया है नंबर 3, क्योंकि इसमें एरर दिखा रहा है, नंबर 3 में एरर दिखा रहा है. सो वी हैव टू चूज नंबर 3 एज एन आवर आंसर. ठीक है, नाउ हमको यहाँ पे एक्सप्लेनेशन मैं आपको दे रही हूँ कि यहाँ पे एंड, बिकॉज वी नो दैट the rules of a preposition and articles in our I hope कि जिन बच्चों ने इसके पहले का कल का जो यूट्यूब चैनल पे जो वीडियो पब्लिश हुआ था हमारे कॉलेज से मिस प्राजक्ता मिश्रा मैम का, उन्होंने इसके बारे में डिटेल आपको नॉलेज दिया है. तो यू हैव टू वॉच दैट वीडियो ऑल्सो and you will get definitely a good idea about article and preposition. Okay, now here number 2. 1 minute, I am just telling you that example number 1 is coming. Just एक मिनट. एग्जाम्पल नंबर 1 जो है वो CDS एग्जामिनेशन में पूछा गया था 2012 में. ठीक है, नाउ नंबर 2 जो UBI बैंक एग्जाम में पूछा गया था, प्रोबेशनल ऑफिसर के एग्जाम में 2012 में पूछा गया है ये क्वेश्चन. दैट इज दैट, व्हाट इज दैट, द प्रिंसिपल एंड स्टाफ. नंबर 1, दैट इज द, ओके, आई एम जस्ट reading here a whole sentence. The principal and staff are waiting for the chief guest and no error. Okay, now part of that 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you have to choose one of the incorrect or error. You have to choose the incorrect part of the sentence. That is the principal and the staff. We can use before, you can just the article before the staff. Okay, before a staff. Okay, we should have to use article the here, and our answer is the principal and staff. हमने इसमें first part of the sentence में हमने जो आंसर, जो एरर फाइंड आउट किया है वो हमने आंसर में लिखा है. ठीक है, सो ये 2012 में UBI PO के एग्जाम में पूछा गया हुआ सवाल है. ठीक है, नाउ इसी टाइप के आपको मैंने ये एग्जांपल दिए हैं जैसे कि प्रीवियस एग्जाम से, तो इसी टाइप के आपको और अभी आने वाले जो एग्जाम रहेंगे उसमें आपको इसी टाइप के क्वेश्चन पूछने वाले हैं. ठीक है, you have to focus on that particular part. Now here we are dealing with the parts of speech. Okay, again I'm just telling you here. Yes, now what is that, number 3, example number 3. All the houses having been washed away by the flood, the villager sought shelter in the panchayat office and no error. and the parts are it's given for you, and the 4 types of parts are given to you in the sentence. That is, all the houses having been washed away by the flood, the villagers sought shelter in the panchayat office, no error. And ये question पूछा गया NTA exam में 2016. Okay, now as you know about all the the abbreviations of these examination, ये देख लीजिए आप. तो इस पर्टिकुलर सेंटेंस में से कौन सा जो है वो गलत है. नाउ एक काम करना है आपको, ऐसे क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं जब कॉमन एरर्स फाइंड आउट करने में, तो यू हैव टू अप्लाई ऑल द रूल्स ऑफ ग्रामर सेक्शन. लाइक उसको हमको पर्टिकुलर एक सेक्शन से हम उसको जांच लेना चाहिए कि whether the article is there, a proper article is there, preposition is there, proper preposition is used here or not, conjunction, then question tag, narration, ये सभी चीजों को आपको वहां पे अप्लाई करके देखना है while you are dealing with this particular question. Okay, now here the right answer is that we find here by the flood. Okay, by the flood. Here the preposition, the wrong preposition is used here. Instead of by, we have to use in, because here in preposition reflects here the surrounded by or among. Okay, among and surrounded by, ये reflect करता है. So that's why we can use in instead of this by. Okay, all the houses having been washed away in the flood, ये उसका सही आंसर है. हमको we cannot find the correct particular, we cannot take a correct one. Okay, we have to find an incorrect one. Okay, now here parents. Now next example is coming in front of you. That is the parents of LGBT community members are coming in with a little help from NGOs. Number 3, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 section are given. Okay, of the 4 parts of the sentences are given for you, and then here the preposition in again. Our right answer is, because we find error in the second part of the sentence, that is our parents and of LGBT community members are coming out, coming out with a little help from NGOs. So here instead of in, we can use the preposition out. Okay, तो ये क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है SSC CGL एग्जामिनेशन में. यहाँ पे 2017 लिखना था. Okay, this is a mistake. Okay, the type mistake, I think so. कि SSC CGL 2017 में पूछा गया क्वेश्चन है. Okay, now here we have next example with the noun. Okay, article हो गया, ऐसे क्वेश्चन पूछे जाएंगे. Preposition हो गया, अभी noun से related. Sorry. The government has many new schemes for people who want to start businesses in rural area, and no error. And ये पूछा गया है IBPS examination में in 2012 में. Okay, now here we have what is the mistake is given here. The government has many new schemes for people who want to start businesses. बहुत सारे businesses नहीं रहते हैं. एक इसमें एक business particular, they are just thinking one particular big business that the government has many schemes, and the people are just willing to do one particular business. So यहाँ पे in rural area, तो यहाँ पे हमको नजर आ रहा है number 4 में. हाँ, number 4 part of this sentence we have just to just read that particular part of the sentence, that businesses in rural areas. We can find error in particular section. Okay, now businesses in rural area, here हमारा answer. This is the answer. Now businesses shall be substituted with their business. Now again, you read that the government has many new schemes for people who want to start their business in rural areas. So this is the section, this is the one part of a speech, that is a noun. ठीक है, तो ये हो गया आपका uncountable noun. For that, just like a because why we are using here their business, because business trait means an uncountable noun, so that's why we use here their business instead of this businesses. Okay, now next. Here we have a sixth example. This is all again about the pronoun. Noun, noun, article, preposition, noun, and here we are dealing with the pronoun. Pronouns se kaise question पूछे गए हैं. Now here, my sister and myself are pleased to accept your invitation to dinner. No error. 1, 2, 3, 4 sections are there, and 4 parts of the sentence are there, and we can choose incorrect one. We can identify the error in the part. Okay. Now here, ये question पूछा गया. This question is from मंत्रिमंडल सचिवालय examination. वो हुई थी 2013 में. ये question पूछा गया है. Now here it is all about the pronoun. Okay. Now इसका answer explanation कैसे? Now use the I pronoun. We have to use my sister and I. Use the I pronoun instead of myself, because myself is a reflexive noun. We cannot use myself without I or without mentioning any name of and our name. Okay, आप इसको ऐसे ही use नहीं कर सकते, because it's a reflexive. It is a depending upon one particular noun in itself. So ठीक है, and then I pronoun के instead of I लिखना है आपको myself के जगह पे. ठीक है. Now here next example, this is a pronoun हो गया. Now next example is from an adjective one. कैसे क्वेश्चन पूछे गए adjective के ऊपर? I am just giving you idea about which types of a question they'll ask you in the section for common errors in English. Okay. Now you have to focus on this topic. How to learn you have to learn this topic minutely, right? Now here, number 7, hares are rather noise animals who love to hear themselves talking. Now here, अभी यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं कि स्लैश करके वो पूछे गए हैं. पूरे एक सेंटेंस का 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ऐसे सेक्शन पार्ट्स करके उन्होंने पूछे गए क्वेश्चन. लेकिन आप देख रहे हो कि 7th क्वेश्चन में जो SBI क्लर्क इन 2015 में हुआ था एग्जाम, उसके इसमें कैसे क्वेश्चन पूछे गए थे, जैसे कि हमको फाइंड द एरर फ्रॉम दिस 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 सेक्शन. उन्होंने ऐसे सेक्शन लिए ABCDE ऐसे करके सेक्शन लिए हैं. नाउ hares are rather number 1 noise animals who, number 2 love to hear, 3 and then themselves talking, and no errors. Now ये देखते बराबर हमको पता चल गया होगा आपको कि noise नहीं आता, वहां पे क्या adjective आएगा? Noisy. Okay. Now here the answer is noise animal. ये इसमें error हमको दिखाया था. Now what is the answer? Explain. How can we explain this? The word noise noun is inappropriately used in the sentence. It should be replaced by a noisy animal. Noisy, this is the adjective we are using for animals. Noise is just like a noun. Noise ये noun करके आता है, and noisy is just like an adjective which describes something which qualifies noun itself. Okay. Now this is the question asked in SBI law in 2015, just like on adjective 1 parts of a speech. I must say that you have to focus on the parts of the speech again. And then number 8 question from the parts of speech, that is this hardly won liberty was not to be lightly abandoned. No error. This question they asked in a CDS examination in 2019. Very important that in 2019 recently question पूछा गया है. Now what is that? this is all, this question is in वो पूछा गया है, this question is asked about your part. Again, the very difficult parts of shift, that is adverb. Confuse होता है, adjective भी LY लगाते हैं, adverb भी LY लगाते हैं. So इसका स्टडी आपको करना है. आपको समझा के देते हैं कि adverb को भी LY लगाते हैं, adjective को भी लगाते हैं. So what is the difference of that? So इसके लिए आपको parts of speech की, each and every parts of speech की definition मालूम होना जरूरी है. You have to just learn the definition of each and every parts of speech of English sentence. समझ में आया? तो what is meant by adverb? Adverb which qualifies or tells us something, or you must say something about a verb. We call it an adverb. Okay. Now here, this hardly won liberty was not to be lightly abandoned, no error. Okay. अभी इसमें कौन सा है? हमको ये नहीं बताया जाने वाला है बच्चों कि adverb आपको adverb से related कुछ है क्या, उसका आपको error पहचानना है, adjective का कुछ error है वो पहचानना है, ऐसा नहीं बताया जाएगा. आपको अपने मन से वहाँ पे कौन सा error है, you should find out that. एंड एक बात और, जो एक्सप्लेनेशन मैंने आपको दिया है वो शॉर्ट एक्सप्लेनेशन करके दिया है. इसका थोड़ा सा डीप स्टडी आपको करना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज 40 to 30 मार्क्स और 20 मार्क्स कौन से एग्जाम में 15 भी मार्क्स पूछे आते हैं, 50 मार्क्स का भी क्वेश्चन आता है, 100 मार्क्स का भी क्वेश्चन आता है, डिपेंड्स ऑन द एग्जामिनेशन. तो आपके लिए थोड़ा सा प्रिपेयर करना जरूरी है. एंड एस मैं आपको ये बताती हूँ कि ये स्कोरिंग सब्जेक्ट है फॉर कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम. एग्जामिनेशन के लिए जो बच्चे तैयार हो रहे हैं अभी, उनको इंग्लिश सब्जेक्ट अगर उन्हें धीरे से और ध्यान से आराम से पढ़ लिया है, पढ़ लेना जरूरी है, क्योंकि ये उसके उनके लिए स्कोरिंग सब्जेक्ट. ओके, ये मार्क्स स्कोर करता है डेफिनेटली, क्योंकि हमने फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड से के नहीं, अभी तो बच्चे नर्सरी से पढ़ते बढ़ते जा रहे हैं इंग्लिश. हमारे वक्त तो 5th स्टैंडर्ड से इंग्लिश था हमारे. सो आपको ये पढ़ना जरूरी है. एंड इन द केस ऑफ एट एग्जाम्पल, यूज एडवर्ब. What is one particular set we must to say? This hardly won liberty. This hardly won liberty. I have to use the adverb hard in place of hardly. Hard won liberty. क्यों ना है hardly के जगह? Why? What? Because hardly के मतलब होता है negative sense. Hardly, which means a negative sign in itself. Okay. So this is the answer of the question. Now next is that 9th example is coming from you in front of you. That is a verbs related. Now Emperor Ashoka have conquered Kalinga before he embraced Buddhism. These questions is from CTS examination in 2017. Okay. Now here number 1, A, B, C, D. जो बच्चे अभी नेट सेट के प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं, उनको भी जैसे कि एक कॉमन एरर्स इन इंग्लिश का अभी उनके सिलेबस में वो भी एक सेक्शन ऐड किया हुआ है. ये जो अभी हमारा जो 1 वीक का जो कोर्स शुरू है, वो नेट सेट के प्रिपरेशन करने वाले बच्चों को भी ये इम्पोर्टेंट कोर्स आपको लगेगा. ठीक है, इम्पोर्टेंट कोर्स है आपके लिए. ना हियर again, we have to find out one particular error. Emperor Ashoka, A, then before he embraced Buddhism, have conquered Kalinga, and no error. If there is no error, you can choose the no error. But yes, it has an error. Yes, CTS exam 2017 में पूछा गया, the verb had. यहाँ पे तो हमको पहले पता चल गया कि but had. How can we use this the noun, just like Emperor Ashoka come with have? We can't imagine that. It should be had. Or why had? Because conquered. ये हो चुका हुआ बात है. Imrasi already the particular action already done with that. So we can use here had. So the verb had will be used in place of have. Okay. Now last example from parts of speech. Okay. Now until you begin to make better use of time, I shall not stop finding fault in you and no error. Find no error. ये क्वेश्चन पूछा गया UPSC examination in 2012. Okay. Now what is that? It is this question asked you related to the conjunction. Okay, यहाँ पे conjunction के ऊपर question पूछा गया था, and yes, until के जगह हमको unless लिखना है, and until you begin to make better use of time, this is your answer. We find the error in this particular section of the sentence. So that's this is, ये तो देखे बराबर हमको पता चलेगा कि what is that until होता है, यहाँ पे until की जगह आपको unless use करना है. The conjunction unless is used instead of until. We have to use unless. Okay, now this is all about the parts of speech. Now we cannot waste your time and go forward. Our next section, that is the time and tenses. Now the 12 verbs we have the knowledge, all the student must have the knowledge about this time and tenses, because इसमें भी बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन पूछे गए हैं कॉमन एरर्स के अंडर में इन कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जामिनेशन. ठीक है, तो ये छोटा सा चार्ट आपके सामने है, इसका आप स्क्रीनशॉट ले सकते हैं, यानी यू कैन रीड दिस आफ्टर, okay, after this presentation. I ate now simple continuous perfect and perfect continuous tense, past perfect, present and future is given to you. You have to learn this chart. Okay, now next. Now here in the case of our section 2, time and tenses, which types of a question they would ask you in competitive examination in the case of common errors in English. Okay, now कौन से पूछे गए हैं question tense and time के ऊपर. ठीक है, now number 1, संतोष succeed due to the encouragement of friends, relatives, and well-wishers. This question is coming from IBPS POMT examination in 2015. Okay, now again A, B, C, D, E, these are the options for you, and you have to choose which part of the particular which parts of this particular section of this particular sentence which include error. तो ये हो गया आपका यहाँ पहले ही जो the संतोष succeed, this is the tense mistake is there. Now the sentence describes in a past event, so succeeded is replaced by succeeded. आपको क्या लिखना है वापस? Succeeded. Okay, now already as I just Santosh succeeded due to the encouragement of friends, relatives and well-wisher. कभी कभी कॉमन सेंस के भी क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं, एक छोटा सा एरर वहां पे भेज देते हैं और हम डेलिबरेटली उसको भूल जाते हैं. व्हाई? बिकॉज हमको लगता है कि बहुत ही उसका आंसर डिफिकल्ट आंसर हो सकता है, बट ऐसा मत लीजिए. उसको धीरे से शांति से 1, 2, 3 बार पढ़ो, देन यू विल गेट डेफिनेटली the perfect answer for that. You will definitely choose a perfect answer for that. जल्दबाजी नहीं करनी है, शांति से आराम से उसको पढ़ना है, आपको उसका आंसर डेफिनेटली मिलेगा. अभी इसमें हमको दिखाई दे रहा है कि संतोष सक्सीडेड ड्यू टू द, किसके वजह से वो सक्सीड ऑलरेडी हुआ था, दे आर यूजिंग सक्सीडेड. और ये भी आईपीपीएस एग्जाम में पूछा गया है, 2015 का रिसेंट क्वेश्चन है. हम अभी तक तो कोरोना की वजह से 2 साल तो मोस्ट प्रोबेबली हुए नहीं एग्जाम, तो इसके लिए से मैंने प्रीवियस एग्जाम के ऐसे क्वेश्चन यहाँ पे यूज किए. नाउ हियर succeeded होगा. Now next example is that a closed economy is identified as a human community which produces all it consumes and consumed all it produces. ये जो है, this is the fact. This is a fact given for you, and you know very well, you have to know about that, कि if the fact is there, the sentence is about fact. Fact के बारे में अगर पूछा गया तो it should be in present tense बेटा. वो कौन से टेंस में रहेगा? प्रेजेंट टेंस में. फैक्ट अगर रहता है तो प्रेजेंट टेंस नहीं होना चाहिए. ठीक है, सो हियर एक क्लोज्ड इकोनॉमिक इज आइडेंटिफाई. यहाँ पे एरर दिखा है 1 to ABCD, नो एरर दिखा रहा है. एंड ये पूछा गया है CTC एग्जाम में, रिसेंटली पूछा गया है 2019 एग्जाम में. ठीक है, सो a closed economic is identified as a human community which produces all it consumes and consumed all it produces. Now हमको यहाँ पे ही दिख रहा है कि what is that? It has some particular error in them. So consumed all it produces. The statement describe a fact. Okay, fact के बारे में बोला गया है. And so simple present tense will be used here, and hence we will change the and consumed all it produces to. ये particular replace करना था हमको, and consumes is all it produces. यहाँ पे consumed की जगह हमको consumes यूज करना है, तब जाके ये प्रॉपर पूरा सेंटेंस जो एरर फ्री हो जाए. सो दिस इज आवर आंसर, रॉन्ग इज आवर आंसर. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट. Now our next topic, the focus topic is that is the subject verb agreement. Now the subject verb agreement के ऊपर क्वेश्चन पूछे गए. What is the subject verb agreement? Means that this is a very important topic for English learner. Okay, very important topic. And that the subject verb agreement means that of subject and its verb must be both singular or plural. And if a singular subject takes a singular verb, and definitely a plural subject takes a plural verb, means subject के साथ verb को agree होना है. Means you have to choose one particular subject. If you have to use a particular subject, you must have to choose a one particular perfect verb with the subject. इसको बोलते हैं subject verb agreement. Okay, now plural, a singular, ये important है आपके लिए कि a singular subject takes a singular verb and a plural subject takes a plural verb. ये important है, you can get in your mind. Now examples of subject verb agreement: a company have thousands of customers happy with its service, no error is found. ये question पूछा गया है FCI मेंस में पूछा गया है, FCI मेंस में पूछा गया है examination, and in 2013 की जो एग्जाम हुई थी FCI की, वहां पे उस पर एक क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है. So what is that? सब्जेक्ट वर्ब एग्रीमेंट के ऊपर कौन से क्वेश्चन पूछा है? द कंपनी हैव, यहाँ पे लिखते हैं द कंपनी हैव 1 2 3 4 सेक्शन दिए गए हैं, और दिस कुड बी द रॉन्ग यूज ऑफ इंग्लिश वर्ड इज गिवन हियर. नाउ रिप्लेस हैव by has according to the rules of the subject verb agreement. The company is a singular entity, so that's why we can use singular verb for the company. Okay, now यहाँ पे क्या होना चाहिए? Has. Next example is that industry experts points out that there is an urgent need to overhaul the patent filing and generation process. No error. ये क्वेश्चन पूछा गया recently also SBI examination में in 2014 के एग्जाम. Okay, now SBI एग्जाम में ये क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है. It is all about the subject verb agreement. What is that? Industry experts points out. Yeah. I must say you have to apply, find the error में आपको you have to apply all the rules of a grammar. Okay, then you will get a perfect answer for that. Correct answer. Use point out instead of points out. Industry experts point out that there is. So that's why our answer is number 1. Okay. Now this is the question tag. See this picture. Question tag simple इसमें दिया गया है. Question tag ऊपर question tag are not a complete question in themselves. These are a form. Question tag क्या होता है? This is not a complete question, and there are the a form of a question attached with the statement. They act as a confirmation of a statement. They act as a confirmation of the statement, and just question tags are also used in everyday life to seek the attention of the listener. To seek the attention of the listener, we use this question tag in everyday life. Okay, now question tag just look at this pic. Question tag: she likes tennis, doesn't she? Likes does is included, and this likes. And my brother didn't listen to pop music, did he? Okay, they will go to birthday party, won't they? It hasn't rained yet, has it? Now these are the simple rules of a question tag. देखिए, question tag comes at the end of the, or at the end, at the beginning of a sentence. Okay, it is the incomplete sentence, a question in itself. दूसरा rule क्या बताया था? If the sentence is an affirmation, we can change into negative one, negative tag, and if the sentence is in a negative sense, we can use positive tag, affirmative tag. Number 2, ये जो rule है बहुत important rule है, ठीक है? And when the sentence is a negative, use a negative affirmation. Number 2 and 3, these are the 2 very important rules of this question tags. Next, that is the example. Which type of a question they'll ask? They asked you about this question tag, और कौन से एग्जाम में आए हुए हैं? देखिए, you are just 16 years old, isn't it? No error. CDS exam में पूछे गए question है in 2017. What is that? Isn't it? Now, how can we get it? Isn't it? No, that is R is there, no? So we can use R instead of this is. So replace isn't it with aren't you. Isn't it? It has some particular mistake in itself. So that's why this is our answer. Okay. Now, next example. This question is from CDS examination in 2018. Okay. Now, yesterday was so much fun, wasn't it? Yesterday was so much fun, wasn't it? We cannot find any error. So our answer is number 4. No error. समझ में आया? No error भी पूछे जाते हैं क्वेश्चन. अभी तक हमने error डिस्कस किया है. Now here we have one example from CDS 2018 का example. We have here the example of no error also. And next, that is a voice. And voice, yeah, we know very well about voice has a 2 part, that is active voice and passive voice. This is a very important section from English grammar. In English grammar, the voice of the verb describes the relationship between the action or state that the verb expresses and the participant identify its arguments, subject, object, etc., etc. Okay. Now here, state of the action and verb. Okay. ये पूरा, this is the play between action and the particular subject and object participants. And when the subject is the agent of the doer of the action, the verb is in the active voice. What is that? The subject is agent or a doer of the action, that is in the active voice. And if the subject is a patent, means that is a passive recipient is there. So target or undergoer is there of the action. So we call it a passive voice. We can say it is a passive voice question. Now this is an active voice and passive voice is there given. Look at this picture. What a subject does, and the focus is on the action. Active में क्या किया जाता है? What subject does here. Okay. Doer. Okay. Now passive में the focus on the action. What पे focus किया जाता है? और यहाँ पे in the case of doer, जो subject object है उस पे focus किया जाता है. Active voice का example है. This is the example of active voice. Ram killed Ravan. Passive voice, Ravan was killed by Ram. This is the example of voices. And what type of a question they ask you in a competitive exam under the heading of this voice? Select the correct active form of the given sentence. This question asked in SSC CGL examination 2022. Recently पूछा गया है question ये about the voice, that select the correct active form of the given sentence. Recent question hai. Then question is that the thief was being arrested by the police. The number 1 alternatives are there. The police arrested the chief. The police had arrested the chief. The police was arresting the thief. Sorry, yeah. The police arrested the thief. The police had arrested the thief. The police was arrested the thief. These are the options for you. You have to choose one of them, which is itself a करेक्ट वन। यहाँ पे आपको करेक्ट यूज, करेक्ट सेंटेंस, करेक्ट एक्टिव फॉर्म चूज करना है, नॉट एरर। ये एरर है, यहाँ पर एरर इन दैम। एंड हियर नंबर 3 C, the police was arresting the. Now the sentence is in the past continuous tense, so the option C gives the correct active form, active voice, active voice from the actives of the sentences. Okay. Now this question would ask you in 2022. You must learn these types of questions. Okay. You have to focus on these such types of a question. Okay. Now next example is that you have never cheated by me, no error. ये क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है इनके इन पोस्ट ऑफिस असिस्टेंट, सॉरी पोस्ट ऑफिस एग्जामिनेशन जो हुआ था 2013 में, राइट? नाउ यू हैव नेवर चीटेड बाय मी. हियर रिप्लेस नेवर चीटेड विथ नेवर बीन cheated. You have never been cheated. This could be the answer. This could be the error. Okay, as we can find in a second part of the sentence. So never cheated. This is the answer, which includes an error. Now next, that is a narration पे कौन से क्वेश्चन पूछे गए? In the case of narration, direct indirect speech. Narration means what? That is a direct indirect speech. Okay. Now, direct indirect speech is used in any instance. I must say here, beta, narration, direct, which means also the direct indirect speech, the reported speech, reported, okay, verb and speech. In this particular section of the grammar, you must have the knowledge about, okay, tenses, parts of speech, then types of sentences. These all sections of the grammar includes, और उसको बोलते हैं कि this is the miscellaneous types of sentences which totally include in the case of this narration. So narration को study करने के लिए you have to learn about tenses, types of sentences, and then parts of a speech. Then and then you will get a correct answer of the question asked from the section narration or direct indirect speech. Okay. Now direct indirect speech is used in any instant during written and verbal communication. We need to repeat a statement or action of someone. It is used to describe what someone said to a direct or indirect approach. The two approaches are used depending upon the type of a conversation, formal conversation or informal conversation. Direct speech is not useless. Is not used unless it is a quote. Okay. Now indirect speech is what? Indirect speech is prepared. You are writing something. Now, the study of a direct speech is important if you are preparing for government and banks examination. You have to prepare this very important topic for competitive examination. जहाँ पे direct speech लिखा है, I will call you tomorrow. Okay. Now, in direct speech, he said that he would call me the next day. Yeah, this particular picture, it will definitely give you the idea about what is the narration, what is direct indirect speech. That the both are, 1 minute, okay. The both are just, they are standing nearby and they are discussing something. And this discussion, she will tell to her friend that we had discussed these. Okay. Now here in the present tense and here in the past tense. Okay. This is a direct conversation. This is an indirect conversation. That is called a direct indirect speech. Now, what are the types of question they'll ask you on a direct indirect speech in a competitive examination? Choose the number one. Choose the correct response. Okay. Correct response. Now here choose the correct response, not an error. Okay. He said to the manager, could you please pass the bill this week? This question is raised in a CDS examination in 2020. Recently, they asked this question, okay? CDS examination में पूछा गया है recently 2020 में. So that's why you have to focus these types of a question based on the direct and indirect speech, okay? Now, A, he told his manager that the bill to be passed. He requested his manager to pass the bill that week. He requested this manager to pass the bill this week. Now here, he requested, the answer is he requested his manager to pass the bill that week. Now here, this week, change into the changes is there according to the direct and indirect speech, that is the that week. This week, that week. Look at here, beta. This is a very, very minute. This is very, this and that, you know, this also given. Number C sentence, may you can just look at the number C. What is that? This week is given. And जो बच्चों ने इसका माइनस स्टडी किया है वो सही आंसर देगा that week. समझ में आया? This is a minute change in direct and indirect speech. Okay, this, that. समझ में आया? So focus on this topic because they recently asked this question. And now number 2, the teacher told that. Second example, the teacher told that I should improve my handwriting and spelling, no error. 1, 2, 3, 4, we have to choose one of them. And this question asked in SSC CPO examination in 2013. And find the error, okay? The teacher told that. What is that? Told, use here suggested or said. Instead of told, we use suggested or said. Why? Because this is this should be the suggestion given by the teacher. So told nahi yahan pe, we have to just give instead of this told, we have to use suggested or said. Okay. Now this question asked in 2013 CPO examination, and yes, I will just stop here, and I hope that you understood very well, all the students understood very well about which types of question they will ask you in the section of the verbal section of this error, common errors in English, and you may have just deal with this all topic, and I hope I would suggest you that you have to focus each and every rules, the grammar, and would at least 1 hour study is enough for to studying or to learn this examination. In the case of this particular common errors in English, I have to focus, or you have to study well for 1 hour at least in the case of this English language. And all the best for your examination. And what are the doubts? You can just type in the chat box and ask me a question about this. Any doubt, you can just tell me that. And thank you so much. Thank you very much. I'm just giving a warm and my gratitude towards Sudesh Bhowate sir, who is giving me the chance to present such a very important topic for the student who are seeking for complete examination. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.